The long, sunlit days of June have come to Alaska's 6 Mile Lake. And for Rick DELKITTIE, that means it's time to mend the nets and get ready for the annual salmon run.
We eat so much fish, we have a way to prepare it for dessert.
In NONDALTON, the Diné-Inat tribal village where DELKITTIE lives, salmon is king.
It's a big part in our lives, and we want to keep it that way.
But that way of life is now at risk. A few kilometers away, Canada's Northern Dynasty Minerals and British mining giant Anglo-American plc want to dig one of the biggest gold and copper mines on Earth. If the mine is built, it could put hundreds of billions of dollars into the pockets of shareholders and corporate executives. But the people who live here fear it would leave them with nothing, except for polluted water and a blighted landscape.
The mine itself would be developed up here. It would be a camp situation.
Project CEO John Shively outlines plans to build roads, power plants, and ports to service the mine. The multinationals are spending $300 million just to do preliminary work. But with global gold and copper prices soaring, the payoff could be huge.
Yeah, we're talking about, right now, we think about potentially 75 billion pounds of copper and maybe 90 million ounces of gold, so it's very large.
Environmentalists and villagers fear heavy metals and toxic chemicals from the estimated 8 billion tons of mine waste could leak past containment barriers and into the pristine waters.
The devastation would be enormous.
The company insists the mine must be environmentally safe.
I mean, what we've said is, we have to prove to ourselves first that we can protect the fish.
The companies are trying to convince the impoverished native communities closest to the mine that they would benefit from it. They've hired hundreds of people from nearby villages and promise 1,000 full-time jobs once the mine is in operation. June BALLUTA runs a small bed and breakfast in NONDALTON. BALLUTA struggles with the question of whether the mine would be a benefit or a curse.
I am sort of split in between because we have to pay for our electricity, we have to pay for our groceries, we have to have that almighty dollar for us to survive.
A statewide referendum on mining and pollution is scheduled to go before Alaska voters in August. If it passes, it could stop the Pebble Mine project in its tracks. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, NONDALTON, Alaska.